Hey y'all, welcome back to my Flosstube channel. If you are new here, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch and crafty things and my love for Halloween and fall and books and whatever. It's been 3 weeks since I last saw you. Yes, I changed my hair. I literally dyed it last night. I needed a change. I had not dyed my whole head of hair since the end of 2021, and for me that is abnormal. I took a long time to grow out my hair and get it healthy and shiny and nice, and now it's so cute. I actually really like it. I'm very into the coppery auburn color. I haven't done this in a really long time, so I'm into it. But yeah. So I did not film last week because I have been busy. My birthday was last Thursday. And this is just the busiest time of year for me. So I am here today to show you what I have been stitching on. I've kind of thrown caution to the wind. I've just started a bunch of stuff because I want to. Nothing was inspiring me. I was kind of waffling around a lot and not sticking to one project. And at one point I just stopped stitching altogether and I played a lot of Stardew Valley on my Switch, and that was nice because it's such a nice autumnal game too. I don't know. Anyways, it was fun, but I am back to stitching. I've been inspired by Stash and by a little bit of Stitchy kindness, and anyways, so I'm gonna get into all of it. First, I do want to thank those of you that were, first of all, that wished me a happy birthday, that have messaged me, commented, just been super awesome. I also want to thank everyone that's been participating in the Golden Kit Sal, which is the little stitch along that I started for my birthday. Just get out that golden kit, that kit you've had forever. You were so excited to kit up, and then it just sat there and you didn't start it. I will show you my start on my golden kit today, but I just want to thank everyone for participating, and I'm glad I gave you an excuse to start that. And then I also want to thank those of you that contributed to my Buy Me a Coffee. It was very nice of you all to do that. I want to thank Marjorie. We all know who that is. I want to thank Mendy. I want to thank the High Pocket Stitcher, Janet. Thank you so much for contributing to my Buy Me a Coffee. And I want to thank Jack. And then I want to thank an anonymous someone that also bought me some coffees. You all made, it's just so nice. And I use that money to postage for giveaways, you know, framing things for this channel. It's just very nice and I very much appreciate that. You watch these videos and I don't know, I'm a person and I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. You guys are just very lovely and nice, and I really appreciate it, and hopefully I can continue to give you more good content and do more good giveaways in the future. I will say also at the top, the giveaways from my last video, I announced the giveaways winners in my last video. For my 2,000 subscriber little celebration, and I have not had one person reach out to me. So I'm gonna give it another 2 weeks until I post my next video. If nobody reaches out to me, I will redraw for winners for that, and I will do those giveaways. So I had 2 physical patterns I was giving away, and then I had the Thurza Goes Goth pattern I was giving away, and nobody has contacted me. So first things first, I'm just gonna kind of get into it. I have several new starts, but I also do I have whips? Yeah, I think I do. I don't know. One of the first things that I landed on, I wanted to start and stitch right away. I have been watching, I had watched, I think, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch and Hello from Liz Matthews. I'd watched their live, and they were talking about the Cooler Design Studio Christmas stockings, And I basically like went on the website and was just like looking at all of, and I love like vintage things, and the stockings are so like, they're just so kitschy and cute, and I really like them. So I ended up picking out a couple. I only bought one, so but I kind of have an idea of which ones I want to stitch for who. So I'm going to stitch one for myself, I'm going to stitch one for my sister, and I'm going to stitch one for my dad. And then I might stitch one for my partner if he's into it. But anyways, I was more excited about like making stockings to have at my dad's house for Christmas. But I went ahead and started with my sister's, and I forgot what it's called, but it's the kitchen one. I'll put a picture of it right here. It's got like a little cow in it, and like a little kitchen cabinet situation. It's really cute. My sister loves like cows, and I don't know, this was just very her. So I picked that one, and then I picked, I ordered this forever ago, like at the beginning of September, and I guess they were out of stock of something at 123 Stitch, and so I didn't get my order till the end of September, which is fine. It's not like I have other things to stitch on, but I ordered 25 count potato Lugana, and then I got all the DMC, and I started in the middle of the stocking. So I stitched on this for like a few days. I am stitching it with 3 strands of DMC. I'm stitching it as called for. So it's 25 count, 3 strands of DMC, which I thought I would hate. I don't. So I did start in the middle, so you can see like this is a tree with little gingerbread men. I think this is like a chair with a cloth towel on it. Here's the start of the kitchen cabinet. And again, these patterns, like the magic's really gonna come into the piece with the back stitching, but it's so fun. I just have a literal bag of, I bobbinated the DMC because it's 3 strands, so there's not really, to me, it's not really advantageous to have floss dropped DMC for this, because I'm just like cutting the length I want off the bobbin and then splitting, taking 3 strands out and stitching. So I'm really liking it. It's so like fluffy, and I love the full coverage of it. It's really fun. And this potato Lugana is like cute. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like almost speckled. And I was scared the mushroom Lugana was gonna be a little too dark. I'm gonna show you my back. I never show you my backs. Not too bad. I am stitching this in hand as well, which is super fun. Also, I don't know, I think for like my Flosstube anniversary, I kind of want to do like a cute little Q&A moment / like sharing my realistic cross stitch opinions / like what I do. A fun thing I do, if I don't use the loop method, which I can't with 3 strands, I mean, I could, but no. I tie the ends of my threads, which I have been told that is a big no-no. But guess what? It takes me literally like less than 3 seconds. My mother was the one that showed me how to cross stitch, and so when she showed me, that's how she did it. I did not know about the loop method. I didn't know about anything. So this is a piece of DMC. So what I do, and this is how I was taught, is I lick my finger. Gross, I might cut that out. And then I go to the end and I wrap the DMC like this, like a loop between my, that is eyeshadow, sorry, between my index finger and my thumb. And then what you do is you just roll like this, and then you pull, and then you have a knot. Obviously this is like a thick knot because this is, I think, 3 strands of DMC that was just lying around. But, and then I thread my needle and I go for it. Well, actually I thread my needle first. I do this while the needle's on it, but that is how you can very quickly make a knot. And here's the thing, you can say whatever you want about how that affects the back of your work or, you know, whatever. That's fine. What I find is because I do it that way, I don't have like I don't have a tail at the end. So I don't have a bunch of bulk in the back of my work. The knots are not really like, you can see those are 2 knots right next to each other. You can barely see them. I don't know. If it bothers you, like, cool, right? Like, then you just don't do it. But for me, it works and it's fast. And I don't want to have to take the time to do a pin stitch or the like 1 strand loop method or whatever. This is what I like, going fast. I like stitching fast, and that's what works for me. But I remember I showed my friends, like, that's how I do it. And they were like, I've never seen anybody like make a knot like that in my life. And I was like, it's so easy. Literally, you just roll it and pull and you're done. It does feel a little bit like a magic trick, so I'm gonna glamorize it that way. But yeah, let me know, are you knot heathens? Do you tie knots to the end of your strings? If so, welcome to the club. So yeah, that was one of my new starts, and I've really been loving it. I'm gonna keep stitching on it whenever I feel like it. And you know, hopefully Christmas 2025, maybe it'll be done. Okay, so my next WIP is a finish for now. This is the round robin that I'm doing with all my buddies here on Flosstube. I am doing this with Maddie from Kitty Stitch on Instagram, Megan the Seattle Stitcher, Bridge in the Museum Stitcher, Marjorie from Marjorie Made Stitches, Alexis from Alexis_My Amazing World, Frizzy Lizzy Stitches, Elizabeth. Yeah, so I am doing this round robin with them, and I got Marjorie's. Now Marjorie's, we're doing the Quaker Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews, and Marjorie's doing hers on a 32 count Picture This Plus. I don't have the card. We literally made project cards to send to each other so that I don't know where it is at the moment, okay? But it is a 32 count Picture This Plus, and she did her part. Sorry, there's a big old hoop mark in it. She did her part with 2 strands, but I knew that I did not have enough silk to do 2 strands. And since it's a 32 count Picture This Plus, I was like, well, let me try 1 strand and see what it looks like. So that is what I did for my motif, and I think it looks great. You really can't, I don't know. I mean, you can tell if you get up close, but yeah, so I stitched my motif, and I stitched my initials in here. We're just replacing like one of these little doodads with our initials and the butterfly and all of that. I stitched my part in a Mose Sail silk, and I believe this is a DMC that Marjorie stitched with, and then this is an overdyed from her stash. But yeah, this is so pretty. I think this is Picture This Plus Oaken. I could be wrong. I know it's very wrinkled, but I quite literally do not have time to iron, so. But it's so pretty. So I am going to send this off this weekend to Maddie from Kitty Stitch. And then I think I'm getting bridge ends next from Marjorie. So I'm very excited to stitch on that. So my next new start is my Golden Kit Sal. This is Iron Maiden by Uncanny Kari in D's 20 Stitches. I kitted this up as soon as I could, so I was not able to get into Spring Fling either year that it's been happening. But after Spring Fling was done, Brin and Needle, they supplied the linen and the overdyed floss. They had some printed charts available, some linen, and some floss. So I went ahead and ordered from them. And I got both the Iron Maiden and the other one, the companion piece, the Don't Touch Me piece. And anyways, so I was so excited to get this up. I did it, whatever, and it sat in my stash for over a year because I was just like, it's too special. So I used my birthday as an excuse to start it, and it's very me. It's very pink, very like pink on pink. It's fun. These are the overdyed flosses. So it's just 4 colors. And I know, like, I don't think these flosses, I don't know if these flosses are still available. I don't think the linen is, from what I've heard. But these 3 flosses, you can definitely find, I think there are definitely DMC equivalents that you can substitute for. And then this one, I would just take, if you want to have some fun, get some pink dye and get you a skein of like white DMC and then speckle your skein and let it sit there, because then it gets like, a lot of this is like white and then like light pink from just the speckles, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So it's very doable. But anyways, I am stitching this on the called for linen. This is called Fizzy Pop by Bryn and Needle. And this is my start. I think this is the right way up. Yes. So I started in the middle up here and made my way down. I started filling this in and then kind of got a little bit bored and then came over here and started doing like that pattern that you see in there. And it's super fun. I really like it. It's very tone on tone. This fabric is insane, very splotchy and fun. So yeah, I'm excited. This is a 36 count, I believe. And I have enough to do the other pattern as well. So yeah, and I am doing 1 strand. I debated on doing 2. I don't think it says anywhere in the pattern, and I like scrolled down on Dee's Instagram as well to see if they had said if they used 2 strands or 1 strand, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I went with my gut and did 1 strand, and I think it looks great. You could totally do 2 though, and it would look fantastic as well. My next new start, this was literally last night on a whim. Marjorie and I decided we wanted to start this because we did not go to StitchCon last year, and we had FOMO. And a lot of people started this pattern at StitchCon last year. This is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. And as soon as this came back in print, I purchased this from Abby from Top Knot. And then I did a stash conversion because I just didn't feel like ordering all the Gentle Arts, and I knew that I would have things, you know what I mean? I got this Cottage Garden for the border, and then I was going to use this for like the dark color, but there's not enough contrast between these two when it's stitched. So I figured that out last night. So I ended up pulling a skein of DMC 310, and you'll see the contrast is a little bit better. And then I pulled this orange. This is a color in cotton as well. And yeah, so this is literally still in the hoop, still has a string of DMC hanging here. But this is my start. So this is 36 count parchment by Fiber on a Whim. I'm doing it with 1 strand, and this is 310, that's 310, and this little bud here is 310, but this is that Cottage Garden like variegated greenish gray thread. It's still not a lot of contrast, but it's more than when I was stitching with the other overdyed. So I'm gonna stick with 310. I think that looks good. But yeah, this is, again, I just started it last night. This is 1 stitchy session. This fabric is, I really like it. It's very like earthy, goldeny, greeny color. It's got really nice, like, what do you call it? Modeling. But yeah, I'm in the middle of stitching the orange, obviously. I needed a little bit of color as I was stitching. I was like, I need some color in this, but yeah, I think I just wanted to start it. Doesn't hurt. I don't care about my whip number. I can't get it done if I don't start it. So that is what I did. But yeah, so that was Away We Ride. my next new start was also a Marjorie inspired start. She was starting this, I think, October 1st. This is All Is Equal in Death by Modern Folk Embroidery. I love a monochromatic modern folk embroidery piece. And this one is from his Dark Crosses collection. It's like his more macabre, Halloween-ish stuff. And I really like it. So I was like, well, let me kind of, again, I'm just pulling stuff from Stash. I'm trying to not buy anything. And so I pulled this 36 count fiber on a whim linen called Earth. And it's a very dark brown. And I'm stitching this with 2 different threads. So the first one I pulled, this is a Mose Sail Silk called Breakfast Tea. And it's like a pinkish, creamy ivory color. So I'm doing the letters and the coffin and the skeleton itself in that. And then this is a Mose Sail Cotton. It's called Morning Dew. And you can see it's a really like cool green, pink, speckled, variegated floss. And I'm doing that for all of the leaves, obviously the vines there. And it matches the silk perfectly. Like it really, I think it looks awesome. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm just gonna keep stitch on this when I feel like it, whatever. I don't have any like goals, or I just wanted to start it. So I'm doing 1 strand on 36 count like always, but yep. So that's my tiny little start on it. I think it's gonna be really pretty. I also think because of the colors I picked, this will probably, like when it's done and framed and everything, like this is an all year round display. Like I don't think it reads too Halloween. Like I know there's a skeleton in it, but with the colors I picked, I don't know. I think it's a year round type of thing. I have 1 whip for you. That is all. And it's not that much progress, but we're gonna show it anyways. I think I showed this maybe last video or the video before that. This is Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. That is the pattern. I've just been really inspired to stitch on this. I think it's just like the time of year. And I think I'm really motivated to have the finished product of this like done and up. So yeah, this is, I think, yes, it's a 36 count fiber on a whim. I think it's Affogato is the color, possibly. I don't remember. And that is where I'm at. So last time you saw it, most of this was done, but I did fill in a little bit more on the pumpkin, and then I started this butterfly. I think I stitched on this, not yesterday, maybe the day before. So not that much progress, but a little bit. I know Bridget was also working on this, and this pumpkin, she said, takes forever. So a little bit of progress is better than nothing. But yeah, I really love this. I can't wait for this to be finished. This is actually a WhipGo pull for this month. I don't know if I've abandoned WhipGo. I just have a lot of plans and not a lot of time, and that's okay. I am going out of town this weekend, which I guess I'll just get right into. I am going to my hometown to hang out with my dad for a bit, and then my aunt and I are going to be going to Amherst, Virginia, and we're going to be hanging out at Not Forgotten Farm on the 7th, which is this Saturday. They're having like a little Stitchy day, kind of just like refreshments will be served. We're just sitting around and stitching, probably some shopping. Yeah, so I'm very excited to do that. This will be my first stitching thing that I do in public. So that will be exciting. I hope to see some of you there. I don't know. I know Amherst, Virginia isn't like the hubbub of happenings, but if any of you live close enough, and you feel like it, please come to Not Forgotten Farm on Saturday. I know that my aunt like called them months and months ago and kind of reserved us a spot, but if you're interested, I would call them up. Go to their Instagram. There's more information on there as well, but yeah, I'm excited to do that. So that is my plans for the weekend. I don't know what I'm gonna bring to stitch. I'm thinking about autumn close just because I do have a good amount of progress on that, and I want to keep up the momentum, shall I say, on that. So I might bring that. But I also am thinking, do I want to bring a new start? Oh my God, like I haven't had enough already, but should I? I don't know. All right, let's get into a little bit of haul, but it's kind of still stitchy kindness. Let's get into that. So it was my birthday, obviously, and I was gifted a Etsy gift card. So I went to Hollis Hands Creates and I made a big old purchase. Also shipped so quickly. So Hollis Hand Create, this is the shop that I got from Etsy. They're awesome. They have they usually have a good amount of fox and rabbit linen available. So the first one I got, this has been on my wish list forever. This is Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee by With Thy Needle and Thread. And it comes with several smalls. So this is the front and then this is the back. I love these. And when this past summer, when I was in Virginia Beach and I was at Dying to Stitch, they had the models of these and they're stitched on 40 count. And they're so cute. They're literally so small. And like, even my boyfriend was like, oh my God. And I was like, I know. I was like, oh yeah, that's the Jubilee patterns. You wouldn't get it. Okay. But anyway, so I really want, I don't think they had this in stock when I was there, at Dying to Stitch, but yeah, it's been on my wish list forever. So I went ahead and picked this up. Very excited. And then I picked up 4 Plum Streets because I don't know. I've always loved looking at Plum Streets, but I don't know why I had this like barrier to like purchase and start one. I love them. I love watching other people stitch them and show them on their channel, like Instagram, all those things. So the first one I got was Goody Grimwood. And at first glance, you're like, okay, yeah, like it's a cool house, but like, you know, whatever, flowers, a bird. Yeah, okay, but then there's this ghostly woman on the back of this bird, okay? I had to get this. It's adorable. Am I excited for all this fill-in? No. But like, whatever, I'll work it out, okay? This one, I love this one. This one's called A Bowl Full of Scaries. Or maybe that's the series, and then this one's called Scary 1. I need to know if there's a Scary 2. I'm gonna need to, this is a 2016 chart, so there should be. But I am obsessed with the fact that this snake is the border. It's giving Beetlejuice a little bit. That was my cat. And I'm loving her. It was so funny, I showed this to my boyfriend Connor, and he was like, you need to change her dress color. I was like, why? He was like, it needs to be like more you. Like she needs to have a different dress color. And I was like, okay, I'll keep that in mind when I pull thread. So yeah, this is all called for in weeks. So I will be doing probably some of it in DMC because it's, again, like not that, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. Which honestly, I could condense that down to probably 5 colors. I do notice that on some Plum Streets and With Thy Needle and Thread, like they call for so many different colors and so many different over dyes. And I'm like, nah, I can do this in 5. Like I can do this in 10, not 20, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I got this one because Bridgen, I think sent this in the chat and she was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this pattern. So I am going to pass the stash to her as well. But this is Penny Autumn. I am not like, I don't know. I am obsessed with the White House. I definitely would be stitching this on a darker fabric. But also that border is something. This one is called for Classic Colorworks, so I might purchase the threads for this one. It's not too many. It's like, it's 10 colors. And again, I probably could condense that a bit, if I'm being honest. But, yeah, it's really cute. I really like that. And then the last Plum Street I got, this is an older one. I love this one so much. So this is called Tomb with a View. And the reason I really like this one is these scary witches remind me of Over the Garden Wall. If any of you watch that, that is one of my favorite pieces of media that has ever existed. And the character Adelaide, her face like is very gaunt and like very witchy, scary, and they look like her, and I love it. The I guess verse or whatever, the words say, "Move on, dear reader, thou treadst o'er my view, for here I am destined to lay. I've naught to behold, but this dirt dark and cold, 'tis to be your pleasure someday." Very cool. Very cute. You would never know I was an English major and that I read Shakespeare. By the way, I just read that, but whatever. So that is all the Plum Street. And then I got one more pattern. This is new. This is by Ink Circles, and this is assembly required. I went ahead and grabbed this because I really do like this. And yeah, this is such an easy stash pattern. I could start this today if I wanted to, like, pull some sort of fabric, pull an overdyed, and go for it. And then the piece of fabric I got, this is a Fox and Rabbit piece of linen. I got 40 count Duxbury. Now, warning, not every piece of Duxbury is going to look like mine. So just hold out your expectations. Like, don't expect this necessarily, but also maybe. So this is my piece of Duxbury. I really wanted something speckled. Like, I wanted something, I love that Extru Design piece of linen called Grandpa's Sleeve. I know Maiden has a piece, and I've seen so many people like have whips on that, and I love it. But this has some good splotchiness. This is very like, I found this in a barn that I bought that was built in the 1600s. Like, that's what it's giving, and I love that. So another thing that I got, this is my last Bestitch Me fabric of the month. I'm very sad. I canceled because of like financial budget reasons, not because I don't like this club. I freaking love it. But this is a 40, I get 40 count, and this is called Boneyard. And y'all, it's insane. It is so cool. And this looks a little bit more gray, and well, no, you can kind of see it's very like greenish gray. It's very earthy. I really like it. No idea what I'm gonna stitch on it. This is one of those fabrics where I'm like, I feel like it's too special to stitch on, which that's a me problem. I'm sure some of you go through that, but this will probably sit in my stash for many years, and then I'll be like, okay. And then I'll find like the perfect piece to put on it. I feel that way about, I think it wasn't last month's, but the month before that, Catacombs, that one also, I feel like the same way about, like, I don't want to put anything on it yet because it's so special. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about some Stitchy kindness, and it's a lot, so bear with me. Okay, so my friend Kat, and I'm going to link her down below. She just started a Flosstube channel, but she is on Instagram as whittier.stitches. She has sent me an a really nice, like, she had extras from a Stitchy swap a while back, and she had sent me some of the goodies, and I think I definitely showed them on my channel a while ago. And she's so kind. So she reached out to me and she said that she had another Stitchy swap that she was organizing and that she had some extras and she wanted to send some goodies my way. So I was like, absolutely, if you must. So she sent me this cute little box, and there's lots of cute little things. First of all, always can use some spider webs. So first off, she sent me this really cute mini project, like a little notions bag almost. And it's like quilted with like spider webs and spiders on it. It's so cute. And this is the front. And this is the little zipper pull. I love these mini bags because I have like lots of small projects, and this is perfect for like going on a road trip or whatever. So cute little pen. And then she included this pattern. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. But guess what? It's even cuter because there's things in here that there's a purpose to the pattern. Anyways, so this is a like 3D printed little like frame stand thing. And then she gave us some sticky board that is cut to the exact like back of this. And so like she put a little note in here. So the little ghost goes in here. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this. This is so cute. I definitely want to I want to stitch this. I want to put it in here. And I want to have like a little Halloween moment, display moment, shall I say. She also included this really cute card, adorable. And then this is a piece of fabric that she dyed herself. It's a 14 count opalescent, and it's crazy bonkers, and I love it. I love this piece because I feel like I can do like a small on this quarter of it and have like the blue and black situation. I can do a small over here with a little peeking of the blue, but like mostly purpley pink. That, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can kind of cut this in fourths and do some really cute Halloween smalls. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna stitch that little ghost on a part of this and do that. Very, very cute. And then she included, this is a 3D printed little pink haunted house. And she included this cute little battery power candle. And there's a place to put the candle. And so obviously at nighttime, it's like a little, it's so cute. I love pink Halloween. Obviously. Anyways, so that was very generous of her. But that's not where her generosity ended. No, it was not. She sent me a ginormous box of birthday goodies. I don't know why. I've done nothing to deserve it, but she went above and beyond. She sent me so many goodies. I'm not going to go through all of them. She sent me lots of like really cute Halloween stuff, like a mug, some little like trinket boxes, a lovely card, glow in the dark bats, like very fun stuff. But she also sent lots of Stitchy goodness. And two of those things are these project bags that I'm already using because they're freaking adorable. So this is the first one. Look, how cute is that? Okay. It took me a second to realize, but she had embroidered with, I think, a like sewing machine. It says Cam the Stitcher on this in black thread, which I really like the subtlety of it. Like, it's cute. I am obsessed, and that's so like thoughtful and so extra, and I love it. And not only that bag did she do that with, but this really cute project bag, it's like cross-stitched Cam the Stitcher. I don't deserve this. I feel like, oh, look at that little pink ghost. And both of the interior fabric is this really cute pink starry moon situation. I am obsessed. I literally bragged immediately to my dad and my sister And of course, when my boyfriend came home, I was like, look at this. It's so kind. And it didn't stop there. She got me this really cute needle minder that I can't wait to use now. I'm gonna take it out of the package now that I've shown it, but it's so cute. It's really teeny tiny, I love it. And she also sent me some patterns. So the first one, she went to my 123 Stitch wish list. And this is Merry Christmas, or no, A Classic Christmas by Hands On Design. I saw Carrie from Tiger Lily finish this not too long ago, and I really love it. It's so cute. I do love Halloween stitching, but I also love Christmas, so. And this is such an easy like pull from stash moment, so I'll definitely be doing that. And then she got me this Gothic Halloween 2023 Twin Peak Primitives book. Has a ton of smalls in it. And that's the back. I really love this drum. I really love this little couple, which is obviously, that's a super cute little small sampler. I'm obsessed. This is so cute. I love monochromatic black stitching, like super easy. So yeah, that is a great stash builder there. And then, oh, she also got me, oh, okay. She also, these are 3D print, oh my God. These are 3D printed floss drops that look like little skeleton heads, and they're so cute. So I'm definitely gonna use those. Those are adorable. But this is the extra special thing that she got me. And she got one for herself too. So she's still waiting on her fabric to come in, but we're gonna start this together. This is my very first Bella Filipina. And this is Gaia, the Earth Goddess. It was on my wish list. And I guess it was also like something that she really wanted to do. So she got it for us both. And she not only got me the pattern, she got me the beads, all the beads. She got me the Karen Water Lilies silk that is called for. And she got me the cry neck. The generosity of this person is ridiculous. I want to thank you so much, Kat. I cannot wait to start this with you. Like, seriously, I'm so hype. So much so that Marjorie, of course, contributed to my Buy Me a Coffee. She was very also generous. And I went ahead and used her little gift to me to buy some fabric. And I wanted to do this, I want to do this on a warm fabric. And I was kind of looking around Instagram, and I saw one that I liked, and I was like, okay, kind of use that for inspiration. And I went to Jackson Fabric Arts on Etsy. They are fantastic, fast shipping. They, I think, live pretty close to me, so I get it like extra fast. And they do 32 count, all across the board. They do 32 count hemp based linen, and it's so soft and scrumptious. So I got the colorway Coral Sands to stitch my Earth Goddess on. And I will say it's a little bit more peachy in person, but I think that this is perfect. And I can't wait to start this. All I need to do now is get the DMC. I think she's gonna look fantabulous on that. I think the yellow dress, since it's surrounded by all the green and like the dark stitches on the bottom, I think it'll really pop on this fabric. Like, I don't think I'll have an issue at all. And like, there's so much dark stitching around here too. And it's gorgeous. I can't wait to start. Anyways, but while I was at Jackson Fabric Arts perusing, I was like, well, I can't just get one piece of fabric. I have to get another one. So I got this one. Is called Jacobstad. Yep. I have quite literally no words, but this is the most beautiful color I've ever seen in my life. and like I just talked about how I'm not a blue person, but I'm kind of getting into the like these deep turquoise colors. Like I really love this. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to stitch on it. Perhaps one day I will stitch a big fancy lady on it. But it was too good not to purchase. So that is now in my stash. So thank you, Marjorie, for that. Thank you, Kat. Again, I'm going to thank you probably a million bazillion times. And I think that is it for Stitchy stuff. In terms of plans, I am just going to keep stitching on what I want to stitch on. I do want to get some progress on Autumn Cloche, which is a Whipco call. I do have some other Whipco calls that are actually all like fall/Halloween. So I do want to work on those this month. I don't want to completely abandon it. But yeah, it's just a busy time of year. So I think I need to let go of the goals that I set at the beginning of the year, because that's a different person. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know what's about to hit her. So I need to let go of that and just kind of get some progress where I can and just have fun stitching and start a bunch of stuff if I want to. So yeah, I'm going to talk about books. It's going to be pretty short. So if that is all you came here for, stitching, then I will see you next time. If you want to hear about a couple books that I read, please continue to watch. So I only really finished 2 books in the past few weeks. I kind of took a break from reading. I was listening to, again, I was like playing Stardew Valley. I was listening to a lot of podcasts. I was kind of just taking a break. But I did finish, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I did finish part 1 of A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book in the ACOTAR series. I am waiting on the audiobook for part 2 of the same book. So I did finish that. I will say it's giving New Moon. It's giving Edward is away and Bella is hanging out with the werewolves. That's what it's giving plot-wise so far, which I think it's cute. I think it's fun. It's different. But yeah, I don't know how I feel yet. I don't think have gotten to, it's hard because on the audiobook it doesn't give you chapters. I don't think I've gotten to like the big like moment yet that I think happens in chapter 55 or something like that. I don't know anything about it. Do not give me spoilers at all. I have avoided spoilers completely. So I don't know anything about the series other than the first book and part 1 of the second book. So don't say anything, but I am enjoying it. The first book I'll talk about that I did finish, this is called All the Dangerous Things. I am not going to speak too much about this actually either because it was fine. I think I gave it like 4 stars, but like I had to go back in and read the book description to remember what this was about. Like I looked at the cover and I was like, when did I finish? Like, I finished it probably 3 weeks ago, but I was like, I don't remember this at all. But basically it's a classic like kind of whodunit situation. This woman is we kind of meet her at a low point in her life. She's like touring and kind of going around and talking, doing these talks, bringing awareness to her son's case. Her son went missing as like a baby toddler. And there's like her ex-husband is kind of sketchy, but then she starts to remember some things from her childhood, and like there's like sleepwalking involved, and it kind of explores like, it's actually, okay, I will say I gave it 4 stars because it was super interesting and the way that it talked about motherhood. And I think there is a lot of stigma around women having babies and then like not having postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, just not being able to function really well, their partners not helping them in any way, things like that. It's just like it explored that and it was interesting. And it's kind of this mom kind of going crazy and kind of she's not able to trust her own brain and her own memories. And it is, I will say, there's lots of twists. Like, there's things that happened in her past you find out about. There are things with the case that you find out about. And it does have a really good ending. So, I don't know. It was good. I just, like, I read so many mystery whodunits that I was like, what was this about? I had to remind myself. But anyways, the last book I'll talk about, and this was my favorite I've read in a while. This one is new. It's called Silver Nitrate. And I actually read Mexican Gothic by the same author, and I really enjoyed that book. But Silver Nitrate, I enjoyed even more. It was so good. It was so good. So it takes place in the 90s, and it's two main characters. One is a woman, one is a man. They've been best friends forever. The man was, I've forgotten their names already, but the guy was basically like in telenovelas and did some acting gigs and things. And he did a lot of like drugs and partied or whatever. And basically he got in a car accident with his girlfriend at the time, and she didn't make it. And he has lots of scars and whatever. And so he doesn't get a lot of work anymore. And so he's kind of a bumbling mess, but he's like charming and like whatever. And then his best friend, the other main character, she is a sound editor in the industry as well. And this all takes place in Mexico. And so she's a sound editor in Mexico, and she does, she's a woman. She's one of the only women in the place that she works, and she's not like respected in any way. She's treated like crap. And it's kind of the industry, or her career is kind of taking a turn because there's new technology. This is in the 90s. So like things are changing, like the art of sound editing is changing. And, it's just really, it's such a good like setting, and it's something that I find fascinating is like movie making and things like that. So it was cool. And the main character, the dude, he breaks up with his girlfriend, something, whatever. He moves to a new apartment building, and he gets a piece of mail in his mailbox, and he recognizes the name. And so he goes up to that apartment and he knocks on the door, and he's like, hey, this piece of mail was in my mailbox. I wanted to give it to you. And it's this old man, and the main character knows that this guy was a director back in the like 1940s. I think the 1940s. And he did horror movies, like these like classic horror movies. And him and his friend are such big fans of horror movies. Like that's something they bond over. And so he was so excited to meet this guy. Well, of course, this man has like all these stories about making movies in the 1940s and doing these horror flicks and all of that. And he has some ties to some occult things, and they start to learn more information about him and the people he was surrounded by. So there's like occult stuff, like Aleister Crowley, devil worshipping, witchcraft, ritual stuff that are embedded into the filmmaking process that they did. So cool. And then there's like Nazi stuff as well, because again, this is like, of course, there's going to be the occult and not like Nazis kind of like intertwined in the 1940s quite a bit. If you know anything about, like, I love listening about all of this stuff and reading about it because I think it's fascinating. But yeah, so there were basically these like people that were definitely fascist that kind of intertwined themselves within the film industry in Mexico in the 1940s and kind of tried to push their agenda and do these rituals. And of course, they were fascinated and obsessed with the idea of living forever and like immortality, but also like being otherworldly and like, I don't know, it was freaking fascinating. And basically these two main characters are helping this old man closed the loop, so to speak, and he has this film that's on silver nitrate, which if you know anything about the way that they used to make movies, silver nitrate films were actually outlawed because they're literally the most flammable things in the world. Like, if you don't put them in like an ice box or like, you know, like a something that has room, or not room temperature, sorry, has temperature controls to make it cold, it will literally just sit there and burst into flames. And it's the most flammable stuff ever. So like everything just like goes. I don't know if you've ever seen Inglourious Bastards, but well, I guess no spoilers, but like film is very flammable. Okay. So anyways, it was so good. The ending was so good. It was so like magical and mysterious and historical, but like still had a really good present time plot too. Like, it wasn't just all flashbacks. Like, it was really, you really got to care about the main characters, and like they're kind of messes, but like that's what makes them human, and they're trying to help this man, but then like they have their own crap that they have to deal with, like internally and with each other. And I don't know, it was such a good book. I cannot talk about it more. Basically now with this author, like anything that they put out, I'm going to read right away. Like, very, very impressed. I really, really liked it. And it was so different from Mexican Gothic. Like, I know I've talked about that on this channel before. I really recommend, if you want to get into this author, I would read Mexican Gothic first. I think maybe it's a little bit more accessible because it is like, I think it takes place in the 1950s or something like that. I don't remember, but it is very like, it's like not haunted manor, but like she goes to this old house with this weird family, and like there's something definitely going on, and there's some, I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's a little bit more accessible, I think. But this one, if you are into the occult, if you're into reading and listening to anything about like Aleister Crowley and like ritualistic magic and stuff like that, check this book out. It's so good. It's so good. That is it. I'm gonna stop there. That is it for books. That is it for stitching. That is my video. That is all. But again, thank you for watching me. Thank you for commenting, liking, subscribing, all of those things, DMing, commenting on my Instagram. I'm gonna say thank you every video because that's how I feel. But yeah, thanks everyone. Bye y'all.